All right, welcome back, guys. I hope your quarantine isn't super eventful or is super eventful, depending on what you're doing. I got a couple requests for videos on how to do tricks with your dog. So, good starting points for how to do some fun things with them. I will say this, it's super important that they have a really good sit, a really good down, and a really good stay before you start trying to do tricks with them. It's going to be really important moving forward because you're going to have to revert back to that neutral position when you want them to do something different. And I will also give you 3 tips. A high reward treat is number 1. They have to have something that they're going to want to work for. Number 2, 30 minutes a day. So if it's something that you can work on in your backyard, if it's something that you can work on inside, if you want to go to the park, as long as you're working with them 30 minutes a day, that's a really good starting point to get them to end up doing what you want them to do. And number 3, be consistent. If you switch things that they're allowed to do one day and things that they're not allowed to do the next day, if you don't want them jumping on people but you don't enforce it all the time, or you don't want them on the couch but you kind of only enforce it when people are over, it's going to be really confusing for them. So if there's something that you want them to do or something that you don't want them to do, stay consistent, be consistent. So we're gonna try to attempt to speak. His speak is not great. He doesn't really bark. He just kind of makes a noise. So I don't know if he thinks he's barking or what, but we just kind of went with it. It was cute, and that's what you're gonna see is his speak, and it's gonna be this talking hand command. I'm going to show you his spin. So I'm actually going to show you 4. I'm going to show you a speak, I'm going to show you a spin, I'm going to show you a fist bump, and I'm going to show you the new one that we're working on, the play dead one. Again, really have to have a good sit, a good down, and a good stay. So I'm going to run through those briefly. Also, sit is palm up. His down is palm to the floor. And his stay is palm to the face. And then you should be able to walk away, have him stay there a few seconds, and then come back and then reward. So with puppies, what you're gonna the progression that you're gonna try to hit on is stay. If they don't move, yes, and then they can have the treat. Okay, stay, take a step back, yes, treat. Stay, take 2 steps back, yes, treat. So you'll keep doing that until you can get to where you're going about 4 to 5 steps back, and they will continue to stay in place where they are. That's what you want. His spin is 2 fingers this way. So whatever reason he only spins that way, it worked. It's worked for me, it worked for him. But the way we started was make sure that they know the treat's in the hand, and then you're gonna follow it all the way around, and then once they get to the starting point, then you'll treat. So again, we're gonna go all the way around. Yes. Okay, once they do that pretty consistently, that's when you start to mimic what your sign would be. So we used 2 fingers. I'm gonna try to get that up close for you. We used 2 fingers like that. So I pinched the treat in between there, and now we'll start to use this motion back and forth. So that, yes. Okay, again, 2 fingers. Yes. So you eventually start working from just this motion, and then once he spins all the way around, you'll give him the treat. So you want to start with just the hand motions all the way around, okay? And then you'll get to where your 2 fingers all the way around. Yes. And then eventually, you'll be able to give them the motion, and that's what you want them to do. So I had the treat in my hand. You're going to hold it like that, and then make sure he knows the treat's in there, back into a sit. And then what we started with was I would actually take his hand, tap mine, give him the treat. You may have to start lower. They'll figure it out eventually. Sit. So you can see why having a sit is super important. If you can't get your dog to maintain a sit stay is what I call, it's going to be really hard to get them to figure out what you want them to do. That is the neutral, but he's drooling. This is that neutral beginning position. So if you can get them into a sit, then start working on the tricks. So again, treat in the fist. Yes. Yes. Fist. Yes. Yes. So keep doing that. Again, you may have to actually physically have them touch it a few times and then treat and hold it. So him scratching at my arm, that's not what I want. I want him touching my hand. So, and again, he didn't really get it there either. That's what I want. So then that's when you retreat. Hold out, let them think about it. They're really smart animals. Let him figure out what it is that you do or do not want. Speak for him is going to be the next one. He is hit or miss on this. So we'll see what happens. So his speak command is this. Sometimes he barks, sometimes it's kind of this growly, howlish thing. If he's making a noise, I'm going to give him the reward. All I expect from him is just some sort of noise or gesture. That works for me. For hearing able dogs, you may actually be able to kind of coerce them to actually make a barking noise. He just won't do it. Again, I don't know if that's because he can't hear or if it's just him being stubborn, but for whatever reason, I'm okay with this noise that you're going to hear. It worked for me. So he's not doing it, and that's not what I want. He's doing this like nasally breathing for air thing. I want a noise. It doesn't have to be a bark. I just want him to make a noise. Louder. He's doing something. It's not what I want. So again, no treats. Make a noise. That's not it. Yeah, there it was. It was real subtle, but that's what I wanted. Louder. Louder. There it was. I don't know if you guys can hear that and can differentiate between him just kind of air gasping. I don't know if that's what you call it, but again, his noise that he's making is super subtle, but it is a differentiation from what he consistently does. Now, we don't work on this one a ton because I don't think he gets it because he can't hear it, but I just wanted to give an extra option of something that you guys can work on with your dogs at home. When you're starting out, again, if this is the sign you want to use for speak, that's totally fine. Just make sure they are making a noise. It will take a little bit of time. The last one that we're going to go through is play dead. This is brand new for him. That is the sign for it. I tried to make it different. That's his yes command. So I'm trying to make it look a little bit different for him. To start, what we want. A lot of people have asked how to teach roll over. He will not do it. I've tried when he was a puppy. I don't know if he just doesn't like that sensation, but he will not roll over. He freaks out. It is not fun for him. I'm not going to make him do it because he doesn't like it. So what my hopes with this trick for him is to first start with just his butt on the ground, like that right there. That's what I'm hoping to get from him with this play dead. I would like him to roll all the way over like that. That is all I would ever expect for him to do. What we are working on today and what we worked on a little bit last night is just going from the down position and showing him this symbol. And you may have to kind of take it over a little bit. No, lay down. You're going to see us fail a lot here. That's normal. And he's going to try to paw at it and figure out that's what I want. So as soon as his butt flips over and he submits, that's when you'll give him the treat. There you go. Back into a down. Okay, I'm going to give him the signal. No, that's a sit. Sit down. Give him the signal. Play dead. Yes, that's what we want. Yes. So, baby steps with this one. He doesn't necessarily enjoy this position, I don't think, or he would do it. He would give it to me a lot quicker and a lot easier. So if this is all we ever get for play dead and he can initiate that with just me doing this, then that's totally fine with me. Okay, play dead. Play dead. Yes. Okay, back up. Back up. Down. Play dead. Yes. So he's already getting it. And like I said, we worked on this maybe 10 minutes last night because I didn't want it to be this long redundant thing on video to spare you all. So legitimately 10 minutes last night, and then what you've seen today on camera, that's all that we've worked on this. They are super smart animals. It just takes a lot of consistency. You're working on this stuff, introduce it one at a time. So work on one command, work on that one pretty consistently. Once they get that, then maybe try to add in the next trick. If you start adding 3 and 4, they're going to get confused and just do literally everything to try to get that trick. They're going to do that over and over and over again. So work on one, get that one down, and then move to the next one. If you guys have any questions, shoot me a message. I'm happy to help, but good luck.